Seven students. Seven students have joined. Okay. Yes, Soma has asked. Yes, good morning. Good morning. First of all, before starting the class, let me give you important announcement. Like new joined students are not attempting the test on IMCRP. I'm looking out that they are present over here, and I am making them present, but that will not be considered. Automatic creation of IMCRP through the test is valid, and that is counted as 75%. So I request if anybody is having any problem or trouble regarding IMCRP, just let me know because I give you sufficient time. Okay, like you are given 2 hours time normally, 1 hour or 2 hours time. So in case you have any kind of issue with the IMCRP, just let me know because if you attempt the test, then your attendance is automatically generated, and basically we need not to put it. If we put it, it is not considered as attendance. So I believe Rakshita, Siddharth, they are new to this class. I can assume that they are not very much aware of IMCRP system. So in case you have any doubt, just let me know. Yes, Rakshita Rao.
Yes, ma'am.
So you know how you have to log into IMCRP to see the test and attempt the test?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good, good. So kindly attempt today, Siddharth, beta.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know how to log into IMCRP and see the test and attempt it?
मैम लॉगिन नहीं हुआ वो मेरे से.
आप एक बार जो है किसी स्टूडेंट से सीखिएगा या imcrp.com पे आपको कुछ यूजर आईडी और पासवर्ड दिया है व्हेन यू हैव टेकन द एडमिशन, आपकी रजिस्ट्रेशन हुई है।
हाँ मैम.
तो बस आपको स्टूडेंट आईडी अपना डालना है, स्टूडेंट पासवर्ड डालना है। व्हेन यू लॉग इन आपको एक टेस्ट विंडो दिखेगी, किस किस टीचर ने क्या क्या टेस्ट रखा है। तो जैसे मेरा कोड अगर आप देखें व्हाट्सएप पे, लेट मी प्रेजेंट माय स्क्रीन, जस्ट अ मिनट। For example, when you look at this, right? I have given you this. So this is something exam code. Okay, you will have to search. Otherwise, on the
Okay.
main window, it will be there on your IMCRP. Simple, आप सिर्फ IMCRP पे login करेंगे, and you will be putting out your details, huh? Your name, user ID, and your password. So when you click on
Okay, ma'am.
login, it is just like Gmail login, bache. So you will see my test, my subject test, right? Name would be there or test code will be there. So from there you can recognize that this is a test. When you click on that, a series of 5 questions will come. You have to give reply to those in an option form. You have to select and submit, just the way we do normal MCQs, right, bache?
Okay, ma'am.
So you try today. In case you have any problem, just message me personally. I am free after this class. I'll be handling out. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So kindly log into IMCRP and give the test. Okay, bache. Okay. Now, yes, most important question that Soma and Sushmita wanted to know regarding write up, right? When you are given a question, right, you have to write down about the question. It's not general. When I was checking the copy, Soma has specifically used the little space. It's fine. It's fine. Very completely fine. 6, 7 lines he has mentioned in every question. But 6, 7 lines must be very constructive, right? That must be very conclusive. Uh, Justifying 5 marks answer in 7, 8 lines is okay, but justification with a clear cut explanation as to minor ka question पूछा है. So if you are giving the minor definition in 2, 3 lines and you are talking about necessity items only, yes, in case he is taking necessity items from any shopkeeper, he is responsible. If he does not pay, his property will be responsible to be sold off. So like this, by giving an example, what are the tips and tricks to increase your marks? Focus on the question, number one. Use your precise language to present it, number two. Number three, in case examples can be given, that is adding as a sweet corn to the vegetable, right? When you look at mixed veg and if sweet corns are being put up, that acts as a delicious mixed veg. Similarly, give an example. Number four, very, very important. In case you are writing down the answer, try to elaborate with a diagrammatical presentation. I mean, just put it out as some diagram or some flow chart, some picture, so that that thing can be easily elaborated. Number five, very, very important, use underline. I mean, if anything is focusable and emphasizable, use underline two times to get the attention of the examiner. Okay, bache? Yes?
Okay, ma'am.
Right, right.
Okay, ma'am.
So it's not like the exams are not going to happen in the future. It will happen. Maybe midterm two, right? Midterm two will happen online because students may be given option to have online versus offline. But I believe it would be done in an online platform till the authorities do not confirm anything. We are going to college from November 2. We will be meeting there. But how students will be called up, that is again a very concerning issue for the management, right? Online versus offline option will be given to the students, and probably from 4th to 6th November, you have your midterm 2. So midterm 2 may happen online. So use all these things, right? All these things, tips and tricks in a better way, right, Bache? Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, today I'm going to start a new topic, that is Sales of Goods Act. Though I have shared you some notes of complete law, just understand what are other topics that you are supposed to read. You are supposed to read as per the syllabus. There are different laws also that is not there in your syllabus, so don't read it. It is a complete PDF book which I got it and it was relevant to share with you, so I shared it. Okay, yes. Okay, so let us talk about the new topic. Okay, yeah, we are going to start a new topic, that is Sales of Goods Act. This is one of the important act. Let me give some introduction about this act. Earlier, this Sales of Goods Act was very much part of Indian Contract Act, right? It was integral part of Indian Contract Act 1872, what we have read so far. So it was very much part. It was like a integral part. It was included in it. Indian Contract Act was very wide, bache. It was including Sales of Goods Act. It was including Partnership Act. It was including Transfer of Properties Act. अब ये सब अलग हो गए. अब इनके टुकड़े हो गए. If you look at closely to the bare act of Indian Contract Act, सेक्शन 75 से लेके सेक्शन 124 तक कुछ भी नहीं है. सेल्स ऑफ गुड्स एक्ट था उस टाइम पे. तो when you look at the previous act of Indian Contract Act, section 75 से लेके section 123 तक, this act was there as a integral part. But in the year 1930, that is on 1st July, इसको एक separate status मिला. So it got separated, right? Which date? 1st July 1930 को ये separate हो गया from the Indian Contract Act. So it was very much integral part of Indian Contract Act. तो अभी भी those sections are not there. Section 75 के बाद सेक्शन 123 तक कुछ भी नहीं है. 124 से इंडेमनिटी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट स्टार्ट होता है. तो ये जो बीच वाले सेक्शंस हैं, दे आर ऑल एम्प्टी. They were not empty when Sales of Goods Act was part of the Indian Contract Act, but it got separated in the year 1930 because there was a need to have different act. सिमिलरली इंडियन पार्टनरशिप एक्ट 1932 में बना, जो कि आपके सिलेबस में अगर होगा तो आई विल डिस्कस इट. अदरवाइज वो भी इंडियन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट का पार्ट था. ट्रांसफर ऑफ प्रॉपर्टीज एक्ट 1882 में बना, अदरवाइज वो भी कहीं ना कहीं इंडियन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट का पार्ट था. इंडियन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट वाज लाइक ए वेरी वाइड एक्ट. Slowly and gradually, certain sections have been dropped and separate act has been made. So Sales of Goods Act is the result of this. Okay, bache? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now understand what Sales of Goods Act is. It is a very simple act. I request all to make the notes of this, because if you read book, this is good practice. But if I'm speaking and telling you something extra that is not written there in the book, that is there in the Bear Act, so you should note it down. This act is very small. We may be able to cover up by the next week only, right? So try to make notes. Those students who are not making the notes generally should make it. When we will meet on offline, I'll see everybody's note. So try to have this as a separate notebook, as a law notebook, so that at the end जब आपको पढ़ना पड़े तो आपके पास नोट्स भी हो, मेरी पीपीटी भी हो, और मेरे आपके पास बुक भी हो, so that there should not be any gap, right बच्चे? So this was all about the introduction. Now understand this act is applicable, like I mentioned, that before this 377, which was removed, and Kashmir is very much integral part of India. Now, in the last year, from the last year, all these acts are applicable to India except Jammu and Kashmir. इनको रिवाइज करना पड़ेगा, अब इनको अमेंड करना पड़ेगा, जे एंड के एरिया को लेना पड़ेगा. सो लेट्स हैव ए फॉर्मल सेल्स ऑफ गुड्स एक्ट. व्हाट इज द मीनिंग एंड डेफिनेशन? लुक एट दिस. It is again a contract, bache, because it was part of Indian Contract Act. It is a contract only. Sales, when you speak this word na sale, you understand ki what exactly sale is. Sale is when there are two parties, generally seller and buyer. They have a transaction for the goods at a price. तो सेल एक ऐसा वर्ड है विच यू अंडरस्टैंड इन ए जनरल वे. अगर जनरल वे में एक्सप्लेन करना है तो यू विल बी डूइंग दिस ओनली. मैम देयर इज वन सेलर एंड बायर, देयर इज पर्टिकुलर आइटम टू बी परचेज्ड एंड टू बी सोल्ड एट ए प्राइस, एंड यू आर राइट. दिस इज एग्जैक्टली सेल. इसी के लिए एक लॉ बना है, सेल्स ऑफ गुड्स एक्ट. But why exactly we talk about Sales of Goods Act and what are goods? That is important. Meaning of sale is very implied, very general, and everybody knows it. क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं now sale have taken into a great transformation. We remember हम जब product purchase करने जाते थे तो items लिखते थे, दुकानदार को देते थे, खरीदते थे. Now you guys are so smart that you buy online, and that is nothing but sale, right? So you see the product virtually, you place the order, you make the payment virtually, and you get the product. So that is also a sale. So meaning of sale has transformed from the traditional shopping to the digital shopping. Now understand, it is a contract by which ownership of movable goods, very important term. I'll be explaining great length onto goods, but movable means the goods which can be moved from one party to another party. If I have to sell my specs, no, I will say ki this specs is of this amount. Movable means from my side it will be going to your side at this price. So my after getting the price, I'll give you this with the bill, with the ownership. Ownership means now buyer is owner of this. Earlier seller was owner, now buyer after making the price is owner, right? So it is transferred from the seller to the buyer. So this is clearly defined under section 4 subsection 1, that is a contract of sale of goods is a contract. When it is a definition, remember that you have to learn it word by word. So how you will learn it? When you will understand it. So it is a contract whereby the seller, that is one party, transfers or agrees to transfer the property in goods to the buyer for a price. So it is exactly, I have shown you this picture, that seller or buyer is talking about certain goods at a price. Now very important term is transfer and agrees to transfer. Now what is this? Let me tell you. When it is transfer, it is immediate transfer, bache. It is like immediate transfer of ownership. Immediate exchange of ownership. Yes. So you went to market, you saw the product and you bought it and you paid the price. So now you are owner of that bottle, that shampoo, that product, whatever you say. So it is immediate exchange. यानी कि product लिया, price दिया, now you ownership is in your hand. Agrees to transfer is future transfer. Just a minute. So certain items like pre-order है ना, आपने बहुत सुना होगा कि आज आप केक अगर ऐसा बनवाना चाह रहे हो, give us pre-order, will give you tomorrow, will give you in the evening. Agrees to transfer, he agrees, right? So that time immediate exchange of ownership is not there. Rather, seller agrees, okay, fine, I'll send you. So certain products are readily available to have ownership on immediate basis. Certain products in the market are of such nature that they are not readily available. They have to get them ready, right? They have to get them ready. So certain custom based products, जैसे कि अगर आपको कुछ डिजाइनर प्रोडक्ट चाहिए या रॉयल लुक चाहिए या स्पेशली डिजाइनर सूट्स, डिजाइनर साड़ीज, all those come under agrees to transfer. That means you have made an order with the seller कि I need it, and seller says okay fine, I'll deliver you on this date. So future date transfer, so future transfer is known as agrees to transfer. Is it clear? So any contract where either immediate transfer is there or agrees to transfer is there, what? The property in goods to the buyer for a price, that is called sales of goods act. Okay bache?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So like I told you, it extends to whole India except J&K. This needs to be revised. Okay. Now look at this essentials. What are the essentials? Meaning and definition is clear to all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, what are the essentials of this valid contract? First is two parties. What are two parties? What are those two parties called for? Somebody please reply.
One seller or buyer.
Very good. So seller and buyer must be there in that contract. So contract cannot be done with yourself, with himself, with herself. No, it has to have between two parties. Those two parties are called seller and buyer. Seller is the one who is possessing the property and is ready to transfer that property for a price. Buyer is a person who is ready to purchase the property for a price. So these seller and buyer make the contract valid. So first and foremost, very important is two parties must be there. There must be minimum two parties. Okay. Very important item. It must be leading to goods. Goods are very well defined. I'll explain you. It will take 15 to 20 minutes. But as of now, you should understand goods are known as subject matter of contract. Okay. Subject matter means जिसकी वजह से contract हो रहा है. It is called subject matter of contract. Yes. So goods are the property, the movable property. It may be anything. It may be like grass, it may be pen, it may be mobile, it may be specs, it may be laptop. So that which can be movable, which can be transferred easily from the seller to the buyer. So goods are basically subject matter. किसकी वजह से contract हो रहा है? दो parties अगर contract कर रही हैं, so what is the reason? Reason of the contract is called subject matter. So valid contract के लिए goods are very important. अगर goods ही नहीं होंगे तो what seller will sell and what buyer will buy. Okay. So this is the basic ingredient of the contract. So subject matter. Subject matter का मतलब है reason of creating a contract. So goods are the reason of creating a good. Okay बच्चे? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Transfer of property. Very important. seller must be in a position to transfer the property for a price. So transfer must take place, so that's why sale would happen. Sale तब तक नहीं होगी जब seller ने goods अपने पास रखे हुए हैं, buyer को goods चाहिए नहीं. So transfer of property from the hands of seller to the buyer must be there in that contract. So when I say transfer, I mean exchange of goods from the hands of seller to the hands of buyer. Yes. So this is something transfer of property. That means seller must be ready to give it to the buyer. Seller must be ready to transfer, to exchange, to put forth the property, the goods to the buyer, right? Price, definitely these contracts are very much commercial in nature. It cannot have a barter system. Goods for goods is not part of Sales of Goods Act. There must be stipulated price for the product. प्राइस इज जस्ट लाइक कंसिडरेशन बच्चे कि इंडियन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट में कंसिडरेशन आप पढ़कर आए हो. सिमिलरली प्राइस ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट. नाउ व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट प्राइस, अंडरस्टैंड दिस फ्रॉम थ्री एंगल. प्राइस मे बी फिक्स्ड above MRP or just MRP, below MRP, but all are valid. All are valid. Look at this. If MRP of any product is rupees 50 and you are charging 80 rupees, that is coming under this. Okay, that is valid. That is very much valid. Certain places are licensed and registered to charge more than MRP. जितना भी आपने मैक्सिमम रिटेल प्राइस रखा है कंपनी ने, उससे ज्यादा वो चार्ज कर सकते हैं. यू टेक द एग्जांपल ऑफ रूरल एरियाज ऑफ हिमाचल, जहां पे वो सामान ऊपर तक लेके जा रहे हैं, दे विल चार्ज यू मोर. या एयरपोर्ट एरिया, दे विल चार्ज यू मोर. सो अबव एमआरपी कैन बी द प्राइस ऑफ सेलर, राइट? या जस्ट एमआरपी जो लिखा है वही चार्ज कर रहे हैं. समटाइम्स दे गिव डिस्काउंट. नॉर्मली इन फार्मास्यूटिकल आइटम्स या आप एफएमसीजी आइटम्स देखो तो जितना प्राइस लिखा होता है उससे कम चार्ज करते हैं. सो देयर आर काइंड ऑफ सेल्स. रिलायंस फ्रेश सेल हो गई, बिग बाजार सेल हो गई, तो जितना एमआरपी है उससे कम चार्ज कर रहे हैं. दैट इज बिलो एमआरपी. what is valid, what is important? Price should be there. Price of above MRP or just equal to MRP or less than MRP is not important. That is price and it is valid. Without price, these contracts do not exist. Am I clear? Is this point clear, bache?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It includes both a sale and agreement to sell, which I have explained you. Ki sale is immediate transfer of the property for a price, whereby you see the product, you buy the product, you pay the price, and immediate ownership is in your hand. So immediate ownership is in the hands of buyer is known as sale. Agreement to sell is where or the future date the transfer will take place. So future phenomena jahan aa jaye ki yes, seller will transfer the property on that very date. So kuch products are not easily available that can be readily sold. So products of such nature are always pre-order book. Pre-order में क्या होता है? आपने order दे दिया, the seller will take some time and will transfer you the ownership after certain time period. So future transfer को हम बोलते हैं agreement to sale. And any doubt?
No, ma'am.
And no formalities are required. It is simple sale. You see the product, you buy it. As such, they give you invoice. That is only very much important. So bill, invoice, vouchers, they are important. As such, कोई contract create नहीं होगा जो कि इंडियन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट में था कि आपकी टर्म्स होनी चाहिए, कंडीशंस होनी चाहिए, साइन होना चाहिए, इसको आप इन्फोर्सिएबल करेंगे. जो एक बिल आपको दे दिया, दैट बिल इज एक्टिंग एज ए वारंटी कार्ड or condition card. Okay, bache? Other than that, no formalities are required. Fine, beta? These essentials are clear? Yes.
मैम इन लास्ट पॉइंट में मैम बिल होने से मतलब और फॉर्मेलिटीज मतलब फुलफिल हो जाती है।
हाँ हाँ हाँ, बिल में ही वो कंपनी का नाम, कंपनी रजिस्टर्ड, कंपनी का जीएसटी नंबर, वो सब बिल पे ही होता है। तो सेपरेट कोई कॉन्ट्रैक्ट क्रिएट करने की जरूरत नहीं है। बिल हो गया, ये कंपनी की इनवॉइस हो गई, उसी में सारी डिटेल्स होती हैं, दैट इज एक्टिंग एज ए कॉन्ट्रैक्ट।
ओके मैम।
Yes, I believe meaning and definitions are clear to you. In case any doubt is there, just let me know. On to any point, we are going to discuss them in detail now. Yes, briefly, you understand ki what is Sale of Goods Act? Sale of Goods Act is the parties contract to exchange goods for a price, either on basis of immediate transfer of ownership or future transfer of ownership. दोनों ही valid होंगे. Is it clear?
यस मैम।
Okay, okay. Moving to this, price, very important, right? Like I mentioned you, ki price is something, the exchange or sale consideration. Look at this. I have given you enough situation where price may be charged as a above MRP, as a below MRP, or just MRP. But how you have to fix up the price? So price is the consideration of the contract. You can say this. Consideration of sale, right? Consideration of sale is called price, which may be, like I mentioned, in three cases: below MRP, just MRP. MRP stands for maximum retail price inclusive of all taxes, or above MRP, right? So how this MRP is fixed up? How to fix up the price? That is very much given under section 9 subsection 1. It is fixed by contract, right? So when you are making a contract in terms of getting the product, either the seller is specifying, okay, this is the price that is to be charged. सेलर के पास भी पूरी कंप्लीट डिस्क्रिप्शन होती है। तो जो कंपनीज प्रोडक्शन में इन्वॉल्व होती हैं वो नॉर्मली प्राइस खुद ही डिसाइड करती हैं। सो प्राइस इज डिसाइडेड बाय द सेलर इटसेल्फ। तो इसको क्या बोलते हैं? व्हेन सेलर इज फिक्सिंग द प्राइस, दैट इज कमिंग अंडर फिक्स्ड बाय द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट। तो सेलर के पास कंप्लीट राइट है। सेलर ने बनाया है प्रोडक्ट, उसने देखा है कॉस्टिंग, उसने देखा है कितना मार्जिन चार्ज करना है, एंड ही इज फिक्सिंग द प्राइस। So price may be fixed at the discretion of the seller, provided seller is a producer of that item. इज इट क्लियर? तो सेलर जब खुद ही मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में इन्वॉल्व है तो उसकी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कॉस्ट, उसको कितना मार्जिन कमाना है, ऑल दैट इज डिसाइडेड बाय द सेलर इटसेल्फ। सो व्हेन एनी प्राइस इज फिक्स्ड बाय द सेलर, इट इज नोन एज फिक्स्ड बाय कॉन्ट्रैक्ट बाय थर्ड पार्टीज। समटाइम्स सेलर डज नॉट फिक्स द प्राइस, रेदर सर्टेन क्वालिटेटिव ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस, जैसे कि मैं आपको एग्जांपल देके बताऊंगी। certain qualitative organizations, certain autonomous authorities fix up the price. ऑटोनोमस अथॉरिटीज मींस गवर्नमेंट ने रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी दी है कि ये चीज ये डिसाइड करेंगे कितना प्राइस उस आइटम का होना चाहिए। थर्ड पार्टी का मतलब है कंप्लीट राइट इज गिवन टू ऑटोनोमस बॉडीज कि कितना होना चाहिए। जैसे फसलों का नॉर्मली होता है, जितने भी आप फसलें देखते हैं इनका एमएसपी नॉर्मली गवर्नमेंट से डिसाइड होता है कि यस गेहूं कितने रुपए किलो बिकेगा, काली मिर्च कितने रुपए किलो बिकेगी, इलायची का रेट क्या चलेगा। तो कभी आप वैसे इन आइटम्स को डील करें तो आप पूछ सकते हो, वो कहेंगे कि इलायची का तो 6,000 रुपए का रेट गवर्नमेंट ने भेजा हुआ है। दैट मीन्स व्हाट, सेलर हैज नो अथॉरिटी टू चार्ज अ प्राइस। So seller itself is not being belonging to the प्राइस फिक्सेशन अथॉरिटी। वो प्राइस फिक्स नहीं करेगा, थर्ड पार्टीज, वो ऑटोनोमस बॉडीज हो सकती हैं, या कई बार हमारी क्वालिटेटिव ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस होती हैं, तो उनको लगता है कि इसका दाम इतना होना चाहिए। जितने भी आप आईएसओ इंटरनेशनल स्टैंडर्ड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन देखते हो, कभी आप प्रोडक्ट के पीछे देखिएगा किससे अप्रूव किया हुआ है। FSSAI हमारे यहाँ पे क्वालिटेटिव ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, तो दे गिव द प्राइस, समटाइम्स दे गिव द प्राइस कि इट शुड बी द प्राइस ऑफ दिस। तो नॉर्मली नेसेसिटी आइटम्स में जितनी भी वेजिटेबल रेट्स होते हैं, जितनी भी आपके आटे का रेट होगा, जितने भी चावल का रेट होगा, दैट इज जनरली फिक्स्ड बाय द थर्ड पार्टीज, that is not fixed by the seller. So that is called the fixation of price by the third party. So fixation may be done by the seller itself, may be done by the third parties. So depending, जैसे आपने कभी कंपेयर करिएगा कि you go to south side ना, you will find rice as cheaper. वहां पे आपको 3 रुपए 4 रुपए किलो भी राइस मिलेगा, गवर्नमेंट ने फिक्स किया हुआ है, बिकॉज दे पीपल आर ओरिजिनली बिलोंगिंग। और वहां पे आटा या चपाती अगर आप देखेंगे, तो बैक ईयर इन 2007 मैं आपको एक इंसिडेंट सुनाती हूँ। My husband was transferred to Madurai. I've been in the summer break. I've been to there. So I found a rare problem कि I was not able to have chapati. उस टाइम पे चपाती वॉज गिवन बाय अ रेस्टोरेंट एट द रेट, वो गेहूं जो हम नॉर्मली यहाँ नॉर्थ में खाते हैं, साउथ में यू विल नॉट फाइंड इट, एंड द रेट वॉज 42 रुपीज पर चपाती। आई सेड कि वो कह रहे कि हमारे पास तो गेहूं ही बहुत महंगी आती है। So certain places are बच्चे search where government or autonomous authorities are fixing the price of the product. And again, please understand, seller is right to charge the profit out of this. हाँ, seller उसमें से profit add करके बताएगा, but जो rate उसको government दे रही है उसमें वो जो है वो government rate को हम बोलते हैं third party ने fix किया है, seller ने fix नहीं किया। Is it clear? Yes. Somebody please reply. Is it clear to all? Okay, okay, good. Right, right, right. So seller fixation, yes, okay, okay, good, good, right. So I believe this concept is clear that price may be fixed by the seller itself onto certain items where government consideration is not important. तो जितने भी आप FMCG के products देखते हो, शैम्पू हो गया, या आपका कंडीशनर हो गया, या आपकी नॉर्मली शुगर रेट इज ऑल्सो फिक्स्ड अप बाय द कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी। हमारी शुगर मिल्स होती हैं बच्चे, तो वो रेट फिक्स करती हैं। तो राइस हो गया या आपके गेहूं का हो गया, वो रेट फिक्स करती हैं गवर्नमेंट। इलायची का, काली मिर्च का, स्पाइसेस का, ये रेट फिक्स होते हैं। बट कुछ प्रोडक्ट्स के सेलर फिक्स करता है। तो जितने भी आप वॉशिंग मशीन का देखते हो या रेफ्रिजरेटर का देखते हो, वो सेलर फिक्स करेगा। कुछ आइटम्स के रेट गवर्नमेंट फिक्स करती है, या ऑटोनोमस अथॉरिटीज फिक्स करती हैं, या क्वालिटेटिव ऑर्गेनाइजेशन फिक्स करती हैं, दैट इज कॉल्ड बाय थर्ड पार्टी। ओके, यस। Now, very, very important. I wanted to start it today, but will not end it. Just a minute. Yes, goods, right? Uh, okay, okay. I just cover up what is goods, and onto this we'll have discussion in the next week also. Goods are the subject matter of the contract. The reason why seller and buyer are meeting. Seller and buyer are meeting in a market for the goods. तो दिस इज द रीजन ऑफ द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कि वो किस लिए बायर क्या लेने गया है मार्केट प्लेस पे, सेलर क्या बेच रहा है। तो जो एक रीजन ऑफ द ट्रांजेक्शन है ना, रीजन इज नोन एज गुड्स बच्चे। सो सब्जेक्ट मैटर इज कॉल्ड गुड्स। नो, वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। Section 2, subsection 7, what is goods? Goods are clearly defined and being understood. I'll be explaining you goods more, but go by this definition. What is this? Goods में उन्होंने ऐसी चीजें डिफाइन की हैं कि सब जो मूव कर सकता है, जो मूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी में आता है, वो गुड्स हैं। तो इसका मतलब इमूवेबल, नो, इमूवेबल नहीं आएगा। तो इमूवेबल और मूवेबल का मतलब क्या है कि लेट मी टेल यू, मैंने एक वो भी किया था। आई गिव यू दिस डेफिनेशन। मूवेबल गुड्स एंड इमूवेबल गुड्स। Immovable goods are part of Transfer of Properties Act. 1882, and movable goods are part of Sales of Goods Act 1930, कि जो गुड्स आपके धरती से सेपरेट हो सकते हैं वो मूवेबल हैं, वो मूव कर सकते हैं। तो जितने भी, हालांकि दिस डेफिनेशन ऑफ इमूवेबल गुड्स आर नॉट डिफाइंड अंडर दैट, बट उन्होंने एक क्लियर कट बता दिया कि जो, जैसे आपका ग्रास है, कट सकता है, वो मूवेबल है। जो सब्जियां हैं वो कट सकती हैं, वो मूवेबल है। जो आपके जितने भी ग्रोइंग क्रॉप्स होंगे, या स्टैंडिंग टिम्बर का मतलब कि लकड़ी लकड़ी जो है वो अलग हो सकती है, मूवेबल। तो जो अलग ना हो सके, विच कैन नॉट बी सेपरेटेड, दे आर रिमूवेबल। So this is something, the goods meaning. Goods mean every kind of movable property. Very very important word, very very important. इसके अंदर क्या क्या आएगा मूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी में, वो आई विल टेल यू। अदर देन एक्शनेबल क्लेम्स एंड मनी, ये नहीं इंक्लूड होगा। तो मूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी में एक्शनेबल क्लेम्स और मनी नहीं आएगा, एंड इंक्लूड्स स्टॉक, शेयर्स, ग्रोइंग क्रॉप्स, ग्रास, थिंग्स अटैच्ड टू एंड फॉर्मिंग पार्ट ऑफ लैंड which are agreed to be sweared before sale or under contract of sale. Now, in the easiest manner, I'll explain you what all this, right? So tomorrow I'm going to start the discussion over here. As of now, you please understand, this is the reason of the contract. Number one, this is something whereby movable property is very much part of Sales of Goods Act, and immovable is not part of Sales of Goods Act. It is part of Transfer of Property Act 1882. So what is movable goods? I'll explain you tomorrow in a detailed manner कि actionable claims क्या होता है, money क्या होता है, क्या include करना है, क्या include नहीं करना है, कौन सा include यहाँ नहीं होगा, वो Transfer of Properties Act में जाएगा। I'll be explaining you more in a detailed manner tomorrow, because goods are very very important to understand. Right, bache? So today I have talked about meaning and definition. Please understand what we have discussed. Basic introduction, what was Sales of Goods Act? What is the meaning and definition of Sales of Goods Act? What are the essentials? And we have discussed price. Very, very important. Yes, in case you wanted to ask any doubt, you are most welcome. Yes.
नो मैम।
इज इट क्लियर? यहां तक सबको समझ आ गया? एंड ट्राई टू मेक नोट्स, राइट? जो आप
यस
नोट्स
मैम।
बनाएंगे वो आपके लिए बहुत बेटर होगा। यस यस, ओके। So we'll meet in the next week. We'll discuss about goods in a
मैम
detailed manner. Yes, please ask.
मैम
Thank you, ma'am.
IMCRT में बहुत प्रॉब्लम है एक्चुअली, इसलिए प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है अटेंडेंस में। मैंने पहले राहुल सर का IMCRT एग्जाम ओपन किया, वहाँ पे टाइम लैप दिखा रहा था। उसके बाद मैंने ग्रुप में पूछा कोई एग्जाम दिया है, सुष्मिता ने बोला हाँ तो दे दिया। फिर मैंने अटेम्प्ट किया, फिर एग्जाम खुला। ये IMCRT का प्रॉब्लम है। मैंने पीटी मैम को भी एक बार एक्सप्लेन किया था, उन्होंने बोला था उस दिन नेटवर्क का इशू हो रहा था।
Okay.
तो एक बार काइंडली एग्जाम आधा घंटे के लिए रखिएगा ना, क्योंकि अगर
मेरा
नेटवर्क
तो
का
2 घंटे
प्रॉब्लम
के लिए ओपन है। मेरा तो आई गिव यू टाइम टिल 110, मतलब 120 मिनट्स है। आप अभी चेक करिएगा। तो टाइम इज नॉट द प्रॉब्लम।
मैडम
2 आवर्स
आप मैडम आपकी सब वीडियोस मतलब मैडम आपकी सब वीडियोस मतलब यूट्यूब में एक्सेसिबल नहीं है, प्लीज आप थोड़ा इसको देखिए।
ओके, सारे नहीं है क्या? मैं आपको दोबारा मैं भेज दूंगी, मेरे ड्राइव में है, तो आई शेयर।
ओके मैडम,
एक
थैंक यू।
बार यूट्यूब पे आप चेक करिएगा, सिर्फ MB104, तो आपको बहुत सारी वीडियोस आ जाएंगे। नहीं तो मैं नेक्स्ट क्लास में आपको प्रेजेंट कर दूंगी, एल्स आई शेयर थ्रू द गूगल ड्राइव। ओके,
ओके, थैंक यू मैडम, थैंक यू।
एनीथिंग एल्स?
नहीं मैम, थैंक यू।
Okay, okay, we'll meet in the next week. Till then, you please take care. Okay, yeah.